goalie tonight, John?
Coley plays tonight.
Any other lineup news?
Granz is in. Andre's out. And then I think that's it.
Considering how he's been playing, how much of a loss is Emil?
Oh, he's played very well. So, yeah, I think he's helped our transition game. I think he's defended better than we thought he would. He's had a good run here since he's been called up, so we'll miss him.
With someone like with Gronz, a defenseman especially, coming in that he's going to make his NHL debut, what's the process on your side of things to get him acclimated to the
Let him
systems?
play.
And
Let him play.
you don't go over systems with him?
Just touch upon things. He's not hearing anything. In this type of situation, he's not hearing anything. So we've done a couple of things this morning, but not a whole bunch of information.
You had mentioned, I think Danny mentioned as well at the end of camp that, you guys weren't terribly impressed with a lot of how the young defensemen in camp performed, aside from maybe Andre. Have you gotten reports from Lappy that Granz has been playing better down there?
That's I leave it up to Danny and Lappy, and this is the one they sent us. Yeah. I think I know I've had reports Sampson's played pretty well. Some other guys have played well too, but we're trying to figure out with some guys, maybe one guy's playing better than the other, but we don't want to disrupt the process down there too. It depends on the individual, on what we think is best. Gives us a chance to look at a big right-handed defenseman here against one of the top teams in the league with some pretty good speed. He's gonna get acclimated, or he's gonna see some stuff pretty quickly here.
Yesterday he was telling us that he was really excited to see Sanheim kind of go up against this Colorado team to see if he can keep taking his game to another level. Just as a team, are you excited to see this test? And you guys are probably playing your best hockey, and here you get the Avalanche.
Yeah. Again, for me, it doesn't matter what team it is. We certainly respect Colorado. It's one of the top teams in the league, but I just want our team to keep on growing. And I've made no bones about it. Sandy's kind of leading the way as far as how he has gone about his business here.
This is really, I think, the first time you guys have had kind of an extended homestand, right? I mean, is that the schedule? I know there's no excuses or anything, but the schedule does really, from the start of the year for the first month was a little bit all over the place. Is it a huge benefit at this time to have this?
Yeah, it's been a crazy schedule with the travel and just how the games have been placed in there. Being at home's good, but then in another week and a half, you're going to ask me, so we got to get the hell out of here, right, and get on the road. And I don't overthink it. I still think we're trying to get caught up a little bit. I'm trying to get them as much rest as I can. This will help that for sure. A little concerned with our back end is really banged up. I'd like to see, quite honestly, I wish some other guys were playing because I want to see them play against some pretty good competition here. We've got, we respect Chicago within this here, but we've got 3 out of the next 4 games are really good teams. You're always looking to have your best players play against them. But it also, in a rebuilding mode, it gives you a chance to look at other players in these type of situations. So we'll take them as they come. Try to stay focused because I do think we have built ourselves up again here in our structure, and try to just stay with it and try to ride it as long as we can, because there will be some pitfalls as you go through a long season.
When we talked to Anthony Richard after the game on Saturday, he actually honestly admitted that he's probably been getting some fortunate bounces over the course of his time in the NHL this time. But for you as a coach, even if maybe he's getting maybe a few more points than he would otherwise, it seems like the way he's getting them is because he's doing smart, simple plays out there. Is that what you've seen?
Yeah, I think he's played well. I don't think he should sell himself short. He brings some speed to our team too. I think as we keep building here, we're going to have to get faster as a team too. He brings that, and I just like his willingness to make plays. I think him and Mish have kind of worked off one another a little bit too in just a short little time here in a couple of games, and I don't look at it as luck. I think you earn your way there, and he's done the job and makes some mistakes, maybe leaves early or whatever it may be offensively. I'd rather have him play that way than worry about being absolutely perfect defensively. We need offense, and he deserves to be in the lineup and deserves to get the ice time that he's getting.
You mentioned back at the end of camp that was a message that you told him from the start of camp, that
Yes.
you wanted him taking risks. I guess how familiar were you with him going into camp?
I didn't know who the hell he was, but I know when it was explained to me by Mac and Danny, the signing of him and what he was down in the minors, for me it was a guy that, and I know he played a little bit in Boston. I think he played 20-plus games. I'm not sure if it was just with Boston or other team. Yeah. But he's been able to make a play in the minors. And I just think, and I think Laxell's getting better. I think we talked about this the other day. When you bring someone up from the minors, it's not a guy that you usually plug into your top six. And I felt in the reports that I got from Mac and Danny that he might be a guy. Then I watched him in camp, and you could see it right away because he can skate. So that was intriguing to me, and that's why I went to him right away. I said, I don't give a shit about your defense. I want to see you make a play. And it kind of gave me a chance to forecast what we could do if we need some help, and it's kind of coming to fruition right now.
Kind of playing off that a little bit, as much as the injuries are negatives and having guys out doesn't help, but is it a positive that you're getting looks at these guys?
Absolutely. It's still, we want to win every game, but we in my mind, I still have to find out about, or not I, we have to find out about these other guys. And that's where we're at with the organization. So I don't look at it as a negative. You start winning some games, and you want to have your best lineup in there so you can keep it rolling. But this is all part of what we have to go through, and it gives us a look of this. Grans, I watched him in camp, had some really good moments in camp. Danny's talked to me about him when we got him, and has some length. He's a right-hand shot. I'm anxious to see how he plays. It's a tough one to come into right away. But I'm anxious to see him play, and that's a big part of what we're trying to do here.
Do you know who he'll maybe play with, just to help balance out?
The pairs will probably be it'll be Sandy and Risto, probably Seals and Johnny, and then Z and Grans. But that's going to change.
Is that because they maybe played together a little bit in the past? I don't know.
It has nothing to do with it. Yeah, and don't read into it too much, because we're going to play the shit out of Sandy and Risto, and so there's going to be mixed pairs. I'll tell you that right now.
Curious as to what you've seen from Joel Farabee. It seems like it's a guy that maybe could have some more points, but he's playing the right way. Have you seen that as well?
He's been around the offense. He's been around it all year long. Hasn't scored but he's done some good things offensively. He may even get some time with the first power play, because I think he's done a pretty good job in the power play also. So our power play is kind of up and down right now. So he's consistently gone about it. We, as all offensive people, he wants to, and we like to see it, is to finish more. But for most of this year, he's been around the offense. He shows up in the sheets all over the place as far as developing chances.
And with Joel, he kind of had these career numbers in the first half of last season and then kind of petered out for the second half. What are you making of his performance now so far this season, and how he's kind of bounced back and handled that?
Yeah, but it's something we're going to watch too, that we don't want to see it happen again like last year. I don't correlate it too much with what happened last year. We're just concerned about how he's playing now, and as all of our offensive people, we want them as consistent and as long as we can get them consistent to try to help us find our way. We have to play defense as a team. We have to have offense as a team, and Joel's part of that. So as we work in our transition game and try to keep our offense going, Joel's a big part of that. We just want to see some consistency.